What's going on, nation? How you feeling? You good? I'm good. Yes, I am doing great. I know you said, Kevin, you always say that shit. You always good. You ain't never having a bad day, is you? No, I'm not. And then when I am having bad days, I don't carry that over to you guys. I don't, I talk about negative shit as it is. Why would I bring my negative energy over to you guys? You guys didn't do nothing to me. And I am having a great week, if you must know. Hell, my dog is picking up on the training that I'm doing for him. Shout out to PetSmart for doing their thing, teaching me some cool tricks, helping my dog. My dog is 11 weeks, and I'm like, yes, we doing big things. But anyways, that's kind of irrelevant right now. But I just wanted to share with you guys, because I love you guys. I want to talk about the shit that go on in Mississippi, that go on in the South. They still got that racist shit that go on down there, man. That bothers me when I read about that. You got a black couple who was denied marriage in their church that they've been going to for quite some time. The woman been going there for a year, and her fiance been going there for a few months now. And they like the church, telling people how good the church is, the pastor's a good dude and all this. And when they go to get married, when they, set the shit up, they telling everybody to come to the church, yada, yada, yada. The pastor telling like, no. The Pope, the congregation do not feel comfortable with a black couple being married there because it shows no record of a black couple being married in that church. I'm like, what the fuck? Is you serious? Come on, man. Come on. He didn't even have backbone to tell the church, hey, this is what we're going to do. He married them in another church. You might as well not even marry them. You know what that goes to show? That goes to show racism is strong as hell. And I think it's all about the money over there. Because if it was like that, the black people shouldn't be allowed in that damn church. You know what I'm saying? Church people supposed to be loving and caring. Marriage is a beautiful thing for Christians. That's what God wants. God wants you to be married, to go to church, represent him right. God don't want you turning people down because of the color of their skin. No, he don't want you doing that at all. So for me to hear that, I'm like, wow, that's some bullshit. I would like to know what that church is more about. I think it's probably a big, rich, white church, just like some of the churches here in Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? And the people just donate, fortunes every Sunday to the damn church. Church bigger than schools, church bigger than colleges. It's community centers that ain't got nothing on the churches. You know what I'm saying? That's how them big white churches be. It's very rare that you see a big black church like that. But anyways, fact of the matter is, I think that church is just a money-sucking church. I could be wrong. But for you to deny somebody, marriage because of their skin color, that's bullshit right there. That really is. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even got worked up. I would have came home, probably made a blog, told the nation about it, and moved on like, fuck them folks. You know what I'm saying? Them crooked ass people that I don't want to be around no way. You should be able to get married at any church you want to. You should. If they believe in God and y'all got the same, religious beliefs and all that other stuff, it should not be a hassle, should it? I'm talking to all my people that go to church. I'm talking to all my married folks. Should it? No, it shouldn't. Anyways, folks, I just wanted to voice my opinion on that, tell you how I feel, and let you know I'm having a good day, despite reading all this negative shit in the news every day. Because my family makes me feel good every day. Crab Nation fans make me feel good every day. So I'm going to get up out of here right now, today. Deuces.
I'm a Jew, he a Jew, she a Jew, we some Jews. Wouldn't you like to be a Jew too? Only if you're in the bloodline.
Good evening. It was to be their big day, but a Jackson couple says a church in which they were planning to wed turned them away because of race.
Well, now the couple wants answers, and the church pastor is questioning the mindset of some of the members of his congregation who caused the problem in the first place. David Kenny has our top story.
They had set the date, printed up, and mailed out all the invitations, but the day before wedding bells were to ring for Charles and Tiandria, they say they got some bad news from the pastor.
Congregation had decided that no black couple could be married at their church, and that if he went on to have to marry us, then they would vote him out and he would be put out the church.
The Wilsons were trying to get married at the predominantly white First Baptist Church of Crystal Springs, a church they attend regularly but are not members of.
We couldn't have the wedding at the church. He had people in the sanctuary that was pitching a fit about us being a black couple. I didn't like it at all because I wasn't brought up to be racist. I was brought up in the church all my life to love and care for everybody.
Church pastor Dr. Stan Weatherford says he was taken by surprise by what he calls a small minority against the black marriage at the church.
This had never been done here before, so it was setting a new precedence, and there were those who reacted to that because of that.
Weatherford went on and performed the wedding at a nearby church.
But I didn't want to have a controversy within the church, and I certainly didn't want a controversy to affect the wedding of Charles and Tiandria. I wanted to make sure that their wedding day was a special day.
After months of planning, the newlyweds say they had no choice but to go through with the wedding at the new location, but they still can't understand why a church would ban their wedding because of race.
I blame First Baptist Church of Crystal Springs. I blame those members who knew and called themselves being Christians and didn't stand up.
Church officials say they welcome any race into their congregation. They now plan to hold internal meetings on how to move forward should this situation reoccur.
I was prepared to just go ahead and do the wedding here, just like it was planned and just like we had agreed to. I was just looking for an opportunity, an option to be able to address a need within our congregation and at the same time minister to them.
In Crystal Springs, David Kenny, WLBT News.
The Crystal Springs First Baptist Church was founded in 1883. To this day, a black couple has never been married there. The Wilsons are talking with their attorneys and planning their next move.
Some members of First Baptist Church Crystal Springs say they won't stand for racism in their congregation. It comes days after the story broke of a black couple there who was told they couldn't get married in the church because of their race. 16 WAPT's Meg Pace was in Crystal Springs this morning. She joins us now in the studio with more on this story. Take it away, Meg.
Scott, after many failed attempts to get comments from the pastor of First Baptist Crystal Springs, I decided to head down there this morning to talk with members. Some were rolling out the red carpet to share the side of the story they say hasn't been told. Others were angry at the mere mention of the controversy. We're trying to be fair. We're trying to tell y'all's side. Last week, Tiandria and Charles Wilson, who'd been regularly attending First Baptist Crystal Springs, were asked days before their wedding to hold the ceremony somewhere else. They were told some members of the congregation didn't want a black couple married there. Today, in the church's service, there were prayers for unity and healing, and some members promised that they will take a stand against racism.
The deacons' concern and the leadership of the church right now is to set this situation straight so that everybody in the church knows that we will not tolerate racism. And if there are people in the congregation who don't like it, then so be it, you know.
Now, some members told me today that church leaders are now trying to decide how to deal with the people they say bullied the pastor into having the Wilson ceremony moved. And tonight at 10, you'll hear from some more of those churchgoers, including a black man who attends there and says despite all this drama, he still feels right at home at First Baptist. Scott?
Now, Meg, you said some leaders want to take action against those members who protested the wedding. Any idea what kind of action we're talking about?
Well, members I spoke with say the next move will be up to the church's deacons. They aren't sure what that will be, but some say they'd like to see all those responsible resign any leadership positions they may have with the church. Scott?
Meg Pace reporting for us tonight. Thanks a lot.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Barnes. Today, members of the First Baptist Church of Crystal Springs held worship services. It's the first time they've met since hearing a black couple who attended the church were told they could not marry there because of their race. Members made it a point to say the voices of a few do not represent the church. Members of First Baptist Church of Crystal Springs quietly walked inside like any typical Sunday morning. However, the controversy surrounding Charles and Tiandria Wilson's wedding was clearly on their minds.
I'm hoping the church body will address this, but myself personally, I would like to apologize to the Wilsons, to their family and friends, and the entire black community because this has happened.
These are some great people and a great church, and I mean, I don't see nothing, what they saying is true, I love these people, and they love me.
The African-American couple were told they couldn't have their wedding at the church because of their race. The pastor, Reverend Stan Weatherford, and some members say it was only a small group of people who expressed those views. Weatherford says he asked the Wilsons to change locations in an attempt to keep controversy out of the church.
Some individuals intimidated the pastor and created a situation that had him in a bind, and he was trying to do the best he could to work it out.
Many of the people we spoke with, such as Bob and Barbara Mack, say they've attended the church for years. They say most members didn't know about the situation until they heard it on the news. Many say they were shocked, and the small unnamed group doesn't represent the feelings of most who attend First Baptist Church.
We have basically been betrayed as racist church. We're not. We welcome anybody that wants to come through those doors.
I would say I'm sorry this happened, and would you forgive the people who caused it? Because we're going to try to.
In his message, Reverend Weatherford told the congregation to have faith to lead them through this storm and community unity. However, there was a message from one member to those who have put a black eye on the community and the church.
We hope we can straighten them out, or get them to understand what Christianity is all about, because they have some misconceptions about it.
In a Thursday interview with WLBT, Weatherford explained what he hoped would come from the situation.
So I hope it will be a situation where the end result, the long-term result, will be a win-win for everyone, and that our church will certainly have the reputation that we love people and we want to minister to everybody.
The town is hosting a unity rally tomorrow night in downtown Crystal Springs. It will be at Railroad Park and will begin at 6 p.m. We'd like to hear your comments on this evening's top story. Tell us what you think at WLBT.com. Plus, you can weigh in on Facebook and Twitter.
Racism's still alive, they just be concealing it. What up with you, man? It's your boy O to the D, General of the Jews. On this video, we're gonna talk about what happened in a Mississippi church, where a black couple, they was at a predominantly white church, a black couple couldn't get married in the church because they was black, and there was a policy at the church that black people can't get married there. And the pastor was cool with it, but the congregation, the rest of the white people was like, hell no, this ain't happening. So he married them at another church. And I don't even see why they would even want that same pastor to marry. I would just rather go somewhere else and let another pastor do it than to let him do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You knew your congregation was racist before this happened. You know what I'm saying? And see, this is where people that's prejudiced, where that comes and hurts people. Because if they would have just been straight up racist from go and just wouldn't let black people be in there, they wouldn't have made that mistake of trying to get married in there. But since you letting them come in there, you give people the false pretense that everything's all right and we all can work together. When in actuality, that's not what the catch is. You know what I'm saying? In actuality, it's just a publicity stunt so people won't think that church is racist, but they really are. Prejudice is racist. I try to tell people that all the time. If you prejudice of somebody, if you like one of them white or black people that you cool with the opposite race, as long as you're not dating them or nobody you know is dating them or they're not dating your people, then it becomes a problem. That's prejudice. You got racists where it's just full blown, I don't care, I only want to be around them. Then you got prejudice where it's like you can be around them but you don't want to date them, or you don't want your mama to date them and stuff like that. And everybody's human at the end of the day. Like the rappers are saying nowadays, at the end of the day, everybody's God's people, in their own way. And under this flesh, we all blood, We got the same insides. Excuse me. We got the same outsides. I mean, it ain't no reason for it not to work right. There's no reason for you not to like the opposite race. Black or whites. I know white people did a lot of stuff to black people back in the days, I understand that, and still do to this day. Believe me, if anybody's eyes is open on that subject, it's mine. But also, at the end of the day, you gotta realize it wasn't all the white people. And it for sure wasn't all the white people that's here now. I mean, true enough, a lot of them do carry it on, and they're gonna continue doing it, and it runs through their family. But I mean, it's something that, you know, you can't blame everybody for something that some of them did. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you just can't blame a whole race for something that a lot of people in that race did, in my opinion. You know, black or white. Because, you know, we got people in our race that do bad stuff too. So, no, this wasn't right, but this happened like 3 weeks ago. It lets you know that racism is still alive and breathing in America. So stop saying it ain't. I get tired of people not wanting to confess or be real about what's really going on when, you know, you got stories like this all the time. Matter of fact, I might even shoot it. You got my next video coming up where they just shot this dude almost 30-something times, black dude, you know, and we're going to get into that too. Racism in America. dee-talk. Crazy Crew Entertainment, man. Crew or Die videos, and ain't nothing after that. You dig? You beezies?